Hey, you there! Do you need a complete bass signal rig that's portable and inexpensive, and you need it to be all in one unit? I think Sonicake's got you covered with the new Matribox II. Let's check it out. Okay, if you're familiar with any of the Sonicake devices that we've reviewed before, they sound pretty good as far as I can tell, and they don't really break the bank. So what do we get in the goodness that is the Matribox II? I can tell you, you get a bunch of effects, you get a handful of amps and cabs, and you get some additional functionality that the first Matribox didn't have. First things first, let's talk about the obvious differences. This is the Matribox I. This is the Matribox II. You can see that the second edition is a larger case with a larger screen, but you can't see that the second edition is also a metal case instead of the plastic, and of course it's got a few more switches and buttons. One of the most prominent new items is this big screen. This big screen is not a touch screen, but it is very easy to read. It's bright, it's bold, and you even have the option to view the layout in a very similar way to the Neural Quad Cortex. So for most of this video, we're going to be showing tones that are just presets right out of the box. We wanted to show the viewers, when you open this thing up, what kind of sounds are in it and are they any good. So judge for yourself if the factory presets are any good for your uses. But at the end, you're going to see 3 presets that we made, and they were fairly intuitive, not too hard to make. So check that out as well. Now, let's talk about what components make up a patch or rig or whatever you'd like to call it in this little box. It's got 10 slots in it, and what that comprises is 2 dynamic FX slots that you can use pretty much any effect in. You get one for amp, the actual amp head simulation. You get one for noise reduction, which is just a noise gate. You get one for the cab sim. And you get EQ, modulation, delay, reverb, and then the last one is using the expression pedal as a volume pedal, or I believe also a wah pedal. I can hear everybody wondering aloud out there right now, how many amp sims and how many cab sims are there? Well, we looked through and I found specifically for bass, because obviously this is a box that is for bass and guitar, but specific to bass, we found about a half a dozen amp sims and 10 cab sims. But there's also enough room to add 15 of your own IRs. There's even more features in this thing. There is a drum machine, which has a metronome and 99 drum patterns, or it might be 99 including the metronome. We'll have to check the manual for that. It's also got a tuner, and it's got MIDI in and out, and it's got an effects loop. The first one didn't have an effects loop at all. This one does. And not only does it have one, but it's also movable within the chain. All right, well, again, we went through right out of the box and checked out presets, individual effects, and all that stuff, and who is this little effects unit for? Well, we'd say you'd probably not be studio recording too much out of this or playing giant, huge, high-profile venues, but some of the effects we found are very good. There are a handful that are kind of less than great, but if you're playing just at home, kind of using effects to help practice, or even if you're playing kind of a local bar gig and you don't want to take your super expensive gear, the sound quality out of this is very good. It's just not going to be perfect. So if you're looking for that audiophile perfection, if you're looking for that absolute undeniable classic pedal or classic amplifier sound to be entirely faithfully recreated, you might be missing a couple of beats here and there in this box, but for the most part, it's a great budget alternative to a huge pedal board and a huge digital amp sim rig, and it just sounds pretty good. That's kind of the baseline here, is much like our other Sonicake reviews, we just think it sounds pretty damn good, and your mileage may vary. Up until now, the sounds you've heard have been from presets that came right out of the box. And here are 3 presets that we made. It was fairly intuitive, it wasn't incredibly difficult, but check them out and see what you think. right, well, I think that's about going to wrap it up for me and this little Matribox II from Sonicake. Remember, the 2, not the 1. The 1 is smaller and has fewer features, but the Matribox II from Sonicake. So go ahead and like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to see all of our upcoming videos. And there is a link to maybe pick one of these up for yourself down below in the description. And with that, my name's Dave for the Bass Channel, signing off.